Hey guys, quick video today on how I go about tanking this wet room. If you saw the last video in this series, you'll remember I made this custom wet room floor out of Dukkerboard. So it all falls back into the drain as there is no shower screen in this bathroom. So next I need to get it nice and waterproofed, ready for tiling. I'll link that video up the top if you missed it. Let's get into it. So first we need a tanking kit. Today I'll be using the Duckerboard Aqua 77. It's a perfect kit for what I need. It comes with a large fleece membrane, one corner piece, a brush, 25 meters of fleece tape, some primer and a 1 kg tub of the waterproof flexi paste. Now most tanking kits are similar with the contents they come with the difference being the more you pay, the more you'll generally get. This can be with the meterage of tape, etc., and the quality of the paste. This one is a bit more on the expensive side at about £120, but it is a very good product. There's a lot of cheaper kits out there. One I also like to use is the Tile Master kit by Kirikol. It's about half the price. You don't get as much meterage of stuff, but it's great for smaller bathrooms and is a decent all-round kit. So a part of the prep before tanking, as well as making sure the room is clean and dust free, is to seal the gaps around the perimeter, especially with Dukkerboard. So using a silicone or even better a bonding sealant like CT1 or Sikaflex, I go around all the edges. This is good for the bond of the Dukkerboard and adds another waterproof layer. Also, it's a good idea to seal your internal wall corners. I'd recommend having a tub of wet wipes at hand for this and the tanking itself, and you may want to wear gloves as these products can take some getting off your hands. So once I've gone around the room, I just use a wet wipe to flush and neaten it all up, let that dry a bit, and then it's all good for tanking. To start with, I always like to do the floor joints first so the upstand and wall tape overlap for a better barrier. I like to go around and cut some of the fleece roll to size where I need it. Scissors are your friend here, but if not, use a knife. Basically, anywhere there is a joint needs to be covered with the fleece membrane tape. So what I'm going to do here is go around and start cutting strips to cover all of my floor joints. Don't worry about being too accurate, they can all overlap, it's all very thin stuff. As this is a custom tray, I have quite a few joints on this floor. Normally you'd only have a couple, like just the floor to wall joint and the tray itself, but the procedure is the same. So you can see I've done a bit of prep by cutting all of those, and the floor to wall tape will overlap like this. Dukkerboard recommends about a 10 centimeter upstand, and you can always add more. Some people prefer bigger, so just use your own discretion on that one to how much you think you'll need. Now as this is all Dukkerboard, it doesn't need priming, but if you had plaster or plasterboard walls, you'd want to apply the primer first and let it dry before the waterproof paste. So taking my paintbrush, I give the paste a good stir, then I quite simply start painting it over the areas that need to be taped. Don't be shy with it, and if it feels too dry, make sure you top it up before adding the tape. You want it to be wet enough to get a good bond. I push the tape down onto the paste, I give it a prod and a pat, then apply the paste back over the top to secure. Again, be generous, overspill doesn't matter. I refresh areas that I've already painted and start adding the other pieces over the top like you can see here. Then I just go around the whole floor repeating the same process. So once you've done that, you'll end up with something looking like this. Anywhere that needs topping up, just add some more, and you can give it a second coat after an hour if required. Right, onto the upstands. So tanking kits are notoriously stingy for their corner pieces, so you usually only get one or two. I have one here, so I'm going to put it in the most vulnerable corner by the shower. I'll show you how to make your own ones in a bit. So the corner goes in first, applying it the same as the floor tape. Then it's covered by the upstand, so I just paint down the wall and the floor to stick that on next, trying to keep it around 10 centimeters in height, and same on the floor. You can draw a line around the room or use a laser if you want to be really accurate here. When you start working with the tape in L shapes like this, try and keep it straight and push out any air bubbles as much as possible. You'll see here it's a bit bunched up wrapping around this corner piece, so I just make a small inch slot to release the pressure and help me wrap it around easier. It will be covered up by the next piece of tape, and it's sitting on a corner piece, so it won't cause any harm to the integrity of the system. Just stick to the rule of making sure any holes or slots are covered and you'll be all good. So I just carry on, and with this next upstand, that corner is all nice and covered now, plus it will have the wall corner tape coming down over it as well. Same in this other corner, I just mark and cut a little slot to help me wrap the upstand around it neatly. I'm just shaping it there with my finger and pushing it into the corner, and then I can get some paste on it. That's all looking good, and I'm nearly finished with the upstands. And I'll show you here a really easy way to make your own corner pieces. So just cut a bit of tape off like this, then in the center make a small triangle, and that will allow you to fold it over to make a corner. As easy as that. Then once placed, cover it up with your next strip of tape. And I just do that here on this next corner. There we go, all covered, and you can see the homemade corner pieces work out pretty good. That's the floor done, next onto the walls. So really it's the same process here, you are just making sure to cover all the vulnerable joints. I cut and run the tape in the corner right to the floor, but you can do this with a bigger strip if you want. I just find it way less messy than doing it all in one large piece. You only need to do the walls in your shower area, therefore I'm just doing 2 walls here. You can do all of them, especially if you've got a bath or something on the other side. It's a bit overkill, but if you want to, then go for it. For the height, about 1.8 meters minimum is recommended to cover the shower head area. You could obviously also just go straight to the ceiling. I've tried to cover most of these washers with my tape, then any ones I couldn't get, I like to cut a little square and just place it over them like this. Another alternative is you could use some self-adhesive waterproof tape, which is pretty quick to use. You could also use that instead of painting and taping the joints, but it is quite a bit more expensive, therefore I'd normally go for the tanking kit. So I punched on through, covering the rest of the joints, overlapping tape here and there. I had to cut my large sheet of membrane into some strips as I ran out of tape on the roll. You can use it up quite quickly in a room this size. But that's pretty much it. If you've got some paste left over, you can always give it another coat after an hour, but if you're happy, you should be all good. And now this one is ready for tiling, which will be the next video in this little series. Take care guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.